people to buy shit they don't need and never thought about. You know?
Yeah. It seems impossible for me to do because I don't know how to sell. But we gotta find like a sales course, right? Like maybe
Manage your callers.
maybe I'll take a sales course.
It's a good idea.
Oh, I think
Start
we
selling.
lost everything, guys.
Really? It says we're back.
We're back.
And we're back.
Well, yeah, we can take the next call. We can take the next call. Who's on the phone tonight? Who's on the phone tonight?
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who's on the phone tonight?
Hey, how's it going? This is Lucas in Connecticut. How you guys doing?
Lucas! We know you. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
I
last
gotta
time
tell
I
you
called in was before the Northeast camping trip.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I got a DM from somebody that said there was some asshole named Lucas on the Northeast camping trip that said
That's me.
a cuss to them. I was like trying to like be funny and do a thing, but I stink at that, so like make up a lie. I'm only good at telling the truth, which is a bad trait. What's up, Lucas? How was the camping trip?
The camping trip was awesome, and it was a real good time. There were 6 of us in total, not all at the same time, but it was really awesome getting to hang out with some internet friends in real life.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, this woman my wife works with is thinking about buying a campsite or campgrounds in West Virginia, and she wants me and Brett to do a live show there. And I immediately said no. But then Brett was like, wait a minute. People might want to come and camp. And I said, well, there better be a hotel close by. That's all.
That sounds like a good spot for Lonnie Palooza.
Yeah. Yeah, campgrounds, baby.
I mean, that's what it's been the plan the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. Campgrounds close to a hotel?
No,
5-star?
I mean, you can get to a hotel.
5-star hotel? 4? I'll do a 3.
What about an RV?
Yes. Private RV with my wife doesn't have to be there if my wife's not there, but private RV would be nice. And then a sign that says, if this RV's a knockin' rockin', don't come a knockin', because you never know. I might get frisky.
Okay.
You know?
People want to see that.
So it was good, Lucas?
Yeah, it was an awesome time. It got cold at night, colder than anticipated, but everyone survived. No frostbite. It was all good.
And
we had the bold and smooth taste of Ivanovich menthol tobacco flavored vodka to keep us all warm.
Did you really get some?
Yeah, Jake from Maine pulled out a bottle, and it was wonderful.
What do you think?
I'm not like a big booze guy, to be honest, but like it was both smoky and smooth. Like
yes.
it knocked my socks off, not gonna lie.
It's so crazy that every single person who tried Ivanovich menthol tobacco flavored vodka liked it.
It's surprisring.
I know. When Brett did it, I didn't trust him because Brett also likes Malort and other various
Cowtails.
Brett doesn't not like anything.
True.
That's kind of the thing. He just likes everything. But once he tried it, I was like, okay. And then like other people tried it and they were like, oh, that's pretty good. I like it. So now I'm glad that somebody can break out a bottle of Ivanovich menthol tobacco flavored vodka like it's a 10-year-old champagne or whatever.
Yeah, the good stuff.
2020, a good year. It was at 2019. When was that around?
It would have had to have been 2019 at the earliest, but it might have been 18.
I remember whenever Boston was.
Early 2019, but we had gotten it earlier than that. So it would have been 2018.
Yeah, Nick sent like 6 bottles.
And we're out. So we're doing okay with it. So it was a good time. I'm really happy that happened. Oh, wow. They got a 750 milliliter bottle of Ivanovich for $5.99 online.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. I'll see if we can get it. So what else is up, Lucas?
I got a story. A lady pulled a very street fight maneuver on me at the grocery store the other day, and I wanted to share with the street fight community.
Yeah.
So I had like a normal amount of groceries, and I'm standing in line. There's a lady in front of me. She's got a cart pretty fully loaded up. I don't go through self-checkout because I don't work there, and it's good to support people with jobs. So I tend to not do the self-checkout thing, and I'm standing there waiting. She's getting her stuff scanned. She kept like looking at me, like making, like just kind of glancing at me, and it was kind of weirding me out. But I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do my thing and just be here. And when there was enough room on the belt, started putting my stuff up. And as she's like finishing with the cashier, she came over to me and she was like, "I'm sorry. I know this is real strange, but you look exactly like my son." And I was wondering, it would absolutely make my day if when I walk away, you just say, "Bye, Mom." And I was like, okay,
Wow.
like, it's weird, but I'm not gonna like say no to that. Like, how could I? So
Yeah.
she's walking away, and I said, "Bye, Mom," and she said, "Bye, son," and she went on her way. And I was like, all right, that was weird. And I was talking to the cashier, and I was like, all right, so how's your day going? And we just jumped into convo, and he scans my stuff, and then he was like, your total is 538. And I was like,
Yes.
What?
Holy shit.
and he was like, your mom said you were going to buy her groceries too. And I was like, that wasn't my mom. And he's like, you said bye, Mom. And it's, yeah, but that's, and I was like, okay, all this stuff, leave it. I'll be right back. And I go out to the parking lot, and I see this lady. She was parked close to the store. She like saw me come out, and she starts throwing her shit in the car. She hops in to the driver's seat, and I was like, "Hey, you lady, I can't pay for your groceries." And she was like, "I don't know who you are. Leave me alone." She's trying to close the door. So I grabbed her leg, and I'm pulling her leg, and I'm pulling her leg, and I'm pulling your leg, and I'm pulling your leg, and I'm pulling your leg.
Oh, you pulled our leg.
A couple weeks ago, you said people like a good story, not a true story. That's a good story. People can tell other people. It's a good one.
I mean, it is
But
a
also,
good
That's a
story.
great story.
Like, if
Now
it was
you
true,
got
if
it.
was
I was
real,
getting
holy
mad at
shit,
you.
big ball.
I was like, I have to fucking tell this guy he's an asshole for chasing this
No, I
lady
would
down
have.
now.
Yeah, and yeah, you can't open other people's car doors. Is also a story that I know. But yeah, that's
good one.
You got us.
You did.
Okay.
It's the first one.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Pranks on the Street Fight Boys. I guess we're the fucking laughing stock of the internet now.
Well, no, I mean you can tell that to friends at barbecues and stuff. It kills in person too because you can really sell it. But
Well, it's a good
yeah,
story.
that's what I had. Listen to Turnstile if you like a hardcore band with a groove in it. Turnstile's kind of like 90s groovy hardcore.
Okay.
They're pretty solid, but
People
that's
have
it. Have a
told
good
me.
night.
All right. Have a
Brett,
good night.
I love you.
Have a good night, Lucas.
Peace. That's
I love
great.
you.
Love you guys later.
Love y'all.
That was good.
Yeah, it worked.
Lucas got us.
That one is next time you're standing around at a cookout, pull that out.
Yeah,
Go
it's a
over
good
well.
one. It's a good one. It was such a good premise. Yeah, you want to believe it, and that's really what storytelling is about anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I said this on a Jim Brewer episode, and I didn't clarify it well enough. There is a difference between telling a story and embellishing to make it more entertaining and making up a story from whole cloth.
Yeah.
That is like, I won't do the second thing. I would do the first thing. But the second thing is just like, why not do a fictional podcast?
Well, I also think that with Jim Brewer, the other thing about it is like, it's funny if you're telling a story and the guy drank 20 beers instead of 12, or like you embellish. But when you're talking about like science and medicine and all of that, you can't just say, oh, they got the vaccine and then they died from it.
Yes.
You can't just kind of embellish that this old person died from the vaccine or whatever.
Yeah.
The shit. Like, you can't use it for this. You can't do that in the same way when it comes to to tricking people.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Let's you want to take a break or
Breaker.
out the calls?
We've got 5 left.
All right. Well, let's take one more, take a break, come back, and knock them out.
Oh, we got the disconnected person.
Okay.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Sorry you got disconnected tonight.
Hey, how's it going, Brett and Brian?
Great. Sorry you got disconnected there. Something
Yeah, I don't know.
with the internet? I don't know.
Yeah, internet cut out.
Yeah.
We gotta fix it.
Solar flares. No, I don't know.
EM pulse.
So, go for it.
Well, no, Brian, I was just telling you about how I was the middleman, and any technology you want to buy, you can shop for, and that was our encouraged role. So, right, we were brought in to be hyper competitive cold callers, and then once you get in with one client or 2 clients, then you can start to be that trusted client advisor and help their digital transformation take place. Right.
Damn.
And that was the kind of language that we were fed constantly.
So how long did you make it there?
So, well, that was a funny one. I did almost 2 years there, and then I went to go to a different firm in Cincinnati. And when my employer caught wind of that, they hit me with a non-compete lawsuit.
What?
And yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So they, part of the lawsuit was like, you don't work in this industry for a year, or you pay a $275,000 release fee for like lost revenue.
Huh.
That they were gonna book. Yeah, it was like the first time that anyone had ever heard of a non-compete being enforced. But I was going to a direct competitor, but I was at the time just a fucking dude making phone calls, and got kind of railroaded. And actually that led into me working at the first time I called Street Fight. I told the story about the manager that said he would fucking kill me if I left when my non-compete was up. That was like, I don't know. I told that story a while ago. I think username Josh was taking calls. But
okay.
Yeah. But I got out of the industry as a whole about a year ago. But yeah, so I lasted at that company for about 2 years, left, got hit with the non-compete, worked for that insane staffing agency, and that was straight hell. That was, you have to have 100 contacts a day. So that's 50 cold calls and 50 cold emails a day. And that's trying to, sell companies on using your staffing service to fill a role for a network engineer or a Java developer. That didn't last long. Then I went back into another VAR, value-added reseller in Cincinnati, and was an account rep. I had 2 big accounts there, and that was really interesting. That was actually one of those weird companies where their rule was if you pay for yourself, you pretty much have a job. And that was more so dealing with like weird toxic work culture, because that was part of the reason of calling about just like sales, and like anyone who's a successful sales executive just has to deal with indulging the most insane corporate personalities. And they create these whole like motivational structures and sales techniques for cold calling and shit to indulge these terrible personalities.
What are some of the highlights?
Right, like, well, I'd have to read a book called like Fanatical Prospecting, or Objections. And like part of it was if like you have to get people excited. So it's like, this technology, think about all the times you've complained about the network being down and you don't really have an answer for the users, right? And they're like, well, I don't have a budget for that. And it's like, well, think about it. You don't dictate the budget, but you could dictate the budget if you put together a really good proposal, that your manager never could. So I'll help you put together this proposal that solves a problem and show that you're the right person for the job.
Oh.
Right. So and then after you help them basically backstab a superior by coming up with a solution, they become the person that calls you, every year and says, hey, I've got $190,000 in my budget that if I don't spend, it's going away. So how can we make this happen? And you're like, oh, well, yeah, I can probably figure that out, And it's like just corporate art.
You don't give them anything though. You don't like buy them dinners or like send them gifts and shit.
Oh fuck no! You do all that stuff. You see like the worst part. You see like
So that's gotta be
you
the
see
best
Larry
part.
from Corporation X doing cocaine off of a stripper's titties, or like just peeing at the side of a bar, or just saying terrible stuff to the golf cart girl, and or like telling stories about the weird shit that they do with their money.
Yes.
And
okay. Now I get it.
Like it's really corrosive, and it makes you laugh about the scions of the community that run our big companies, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Or I guess these, and they, like you'd have sponsored trips down to the Kentucky Derby by Woodford Reserve and Cisco.
Yeah.
And,
I'm gonna to spend my money.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to do that. Like, not the sales part, but to go to cool things and hang out and drink and stuff. Not drink, but smoke weed or eat edibles or whatever you do,
yeah, but
maybe
take
and then
some
Zans.
there's right, but then there's always like corporate surveillance or like internal surveillance. There's always some stick in the mud that say you can't really have a good time and it's work, and then after a while you realize it's work and it sucks because you cover for these terrible people and you can't really have a good time because you're surrounded by terrible people.
Sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
We gotta hit a break. Time for some
commercials.
commercials.
Go hit your break.
All
Sorry
right,
about
man.
the disconnect
Have a good night.
there, and yeah, you too.
Peace.
Yeah, sales is a wild world. You never know.
Baby.
It's a wild world.
I love that song. That's a jammer.
This week we got music from a Street Fight listener that goes by the name of Paint Store. Actually, Ankle Burn sent this to us. If you guys would like an album to play in a break at any point, feel free to choose a few songs from my band's album. Yeah, so Paint Store did send this to us. So you can find them on all your platforms that you listen to. And it's, it's a new day and age, and we'll be back after this break. We're Street Fight. Megadeth, fuck yeah.
What?
It's Angry Again by Megadeth. Engaged in crimes, I grasp my throat.
Is it a cover? Or is it the actual song?
No, it's the actual song. Hey, welcome back to Street Fight. It's the call-in show, y'all. We are answering your calls, listening to your stories about work, your stories about making colleges mad, whatever it is. We want to hear from you, and we do it every single week, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. to midnight on all your streaming platforms. Chat, hang with the gang. If you want to support what we do, head to patreon.com/StreetFightRadio. Shocktober is kicking off this month. We're wrapping up the MCU movie, the movie cinematic universe. For those of you that don't know, that is not Marvel. It's scary movie. It's date movie, disaster movie. That's the MCU for us.
And finally, super fast this week, which I watched today, which is significantly earlier than when I watched all the other movies, and I just feel like a 10-pound weight's been lifted.
It's over.
Yeah,
it felt like it was over.
Me. Yeah, it's over. I just got to do the show.
I can't wait. I have to do it still.
Yeah,
I have to sit through it. You said it's longer than the others?
Yeah, by like 10 minutes.
That's extra time. 10 minutes in MCU time is 30 minutes of watch time for me.
That's true. And then what happens after that? Shocktober. Shocktober starts September 30th with Opie and Anthony 3, hosted by me, Murder Brian, Chris James, Killer Chris, and Felix Biederman, just Felix Biederman.
Funky Felix.
But Opie, he's decided he's going to end up like Opie, is where his career's going.
Oh, okay.
So you will hear why when the show debuts, and you got to get on that Patreon to hear it. It's the big event of the year. It's the people always say the fall hasn't started until Shocktober.
Yeah, the Shocktober Gala is coming.
Yeah.
Can't wait for everybody to walk the aisle.
Yeah, get back in that shock jock world.
All right, let's get to these calls. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey.
Hey. Who's this?
What up? It's Lerm.
Lermy.
We know you. How you doing, Lerm?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Well, I want to say I've been loving the divorced Brett energy. It's like a new boost of energy. Seems like you're having a good time. So
He is. He's doing
pretty nice.
more stuff. He's making up for all the time he was married by doing a lot of stuff.
And eating a lot of gross food.
Yes, he is food. He can eat any kind of food he wants. So there is that.
I'm
That's
unstoppable.
true power.
Yeah, that is true power. I mean, I know that I don't get to pick my food 99% of the time. And that's maybe something I wouldn't mind getting back into. I don't want to get divorced, but I like picking my food.
And you know what? That's what makes divorce guys so nice is we don't point out how bad y'all have it.
Yeah.
We keep it to ourselves while you throw stones at us.
Yes, we do. We have a good time making fun and saying, like, you know, you got whatever the decorations in the house are and stuff like that. But Brett's house looks cool, so you can't really shit on Brett's house, her apartment. So
That's how you do it.
And I wouldn't.
yeah, I would if there was a reason to make fun of it, but there's not. It's cool. So, so what's up,
Yeah.
Lermy?
Cool guy move.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, as you may have heard, I lost the best job I ever had, which was collecting federal unemployment for like a year.
Oh,
Sad, very sad.
They don't need people to do that anymore? That seems like there's a big demand for that.
I know, it's been like the best. I've actually made way more money than at any job I've ever had. And all I had to do was, you know, fill out some forms in April, but pretty much nothing after that.
oh.
So it was better than
sounds
going to
great.
work at all.
Yeah, it is. It is better. Did you get to do some cool stuff while you were on unemployment?
Well, you know, it was like the pandemic, so the cool stuff I did was like sit very fearfully and like be stressed out. But eventually your psyche is sort of able to like, you know, keep going and doing stuff. But basically I spent it working on art. It was like, you know, thanks for the grant, you guys. I'll just be working on some art over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great. And I mean, it is, this kind of stuff is, I mean, where our money should be going. Like, we should be spending it on people that make art. It's important to the world. It's way more important than a lot of the other stuff that we over prioritize.
Well, they should have been like giving it to everyone, really. I mean, it was like a total lifesaver for like my partner and I. We had just moved to a new city. We had like just got part-time jobs, and you know, right before the pandemic. And if we weren't getting, it was like a lot of money. So if we weren't getting that, it has been a lot harder this last year. And a lot of people who should have been on the unemployment like weren't able to get on it. And I mean, they really just should have given it to everyone. Making you do the forms is stupid.
Yeah, making everybody go to the trouble of stealing catalytic converters just to get their money, like, just creates a stupid cycle. Yeah. They're only doing it to enrich the mechanics. They could have just gave us all the money instead of doing that.
Yeah, because filling out those forms suck. You know, not everyone can really do it. It's like kind of a complicated system with lots of directions, and you know. But anyways. That's over now, so I'm back to selling my wares. They also, it's very strange because they like disincentivize you to make any money while you're getting it, because it'll just get removed from what you're paid. So, you know, I was trying to put together my freelance art stuff like in 2020.
Yeah.
And I got sort of derailed. It's hard, I mean, because then you're like, well, I'm going to try to wait, you know, for all my payments to be the same week. So I'm not like, I'm just taking a cut of my do nothing money, which is, I'd rather have that.
Yeah, I mean, you start working hard to replace that unemployment, and then you like to get to that. It's like, why did I try? Well, why would I do that?
Yeah, it don't add up. You know, I'll just do nothing and get the money anyways. But
yeah, just get paid in cash.
Yeah, so, you know, that was navigating that for the last year, basically. But now I'm back out in the open, so.
Back out art. Out on the working market. So
I know.
Did you get it all set up? Like, did you set yourself up to maybe make it easier on the other side of the unemployment?
Yeah, well, we were able to, you know, save money just like staying home and not doing anything, and our rent is not super expensive. So getting the unemployment money and just like not spending it, it frees me up to like for the rest of the year. I'm actually going up to Vermont to do like a camping artist residency. So now I don't have to like, you know.
That sounds fun.
I don't have to be hustling for the next 3 months necessarily, but I'll be working like on my own, you know, projects in a different environment than my apartment.
Yeah, Eric told me all about those. He did tons of those, and it sounds like such an incredible time. Like, I would love to go do something like that.
You like just go camping?
No,
and do art?
Yeah, I mean, you work on your art with other people.
And like you can just like stay there for like how much is it cost money or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all artist residencies are kind of very different. This one is like, I guess, sort of unorthodox. I don't know, maybe not. But it's free. You don't have to pay anything. But I am a member of a secret organization to be able to join the artist residency. Basically, this artist, Ghost Shrimp, like, worked on Adventure Time, got money, and bought property in Vermont. So he's like building his house there and has been hosting like artists to come over onto his land and like work on it and work on art. And so now there are 2 cabins you can stay in once you're there.
Hopefully they have heat and air conditioning, I think. Well, you probably won't need air conditioning. You're probably good on air conditioning.
No, it's going to be pretty cold. A wood stove I have to install the wood stove. It's like a 12-foot by 12-foot log cabin that like a bunch of people who've never built a log cabin before built over a couple of years.
That sounds cool,
And
though.
so,
I
yeah.
mean, it sounds like an experience at the very least, but working on your art for 3 months without any interruptions, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, I'm like looking forward to it. I'm just a little bit nervous because, well, I've done basically the same thing, but in the summer, and this time it's like the winter.
In Vermont,
So-
too, where it's
Good
cold,
test,
right?
though. That's
Yeah.
a good switch up.
Pretty cold. It is, yeah. But I'm excited about it too because it's like every once in a while I feel like I have to just put myself through some type of thing to challenge me, like
It's
grow
important.
another layer right now.
It's the way to live. I
But
mean,
then-
it sounds super fun. Like, it just reminds me of, like, it kind of reminds me of when me and Brett first started doing, like, extended tours. And it was like, I'm just living for this thing for 2 weeks at a time. And, it was always so fun and also incredibly uncomfortable and inconvenient, but also very, very fun. So, something like being able
That's
to
what
live.
it's all about, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Being able to live for what you do is really a great experience. I wish everybody could have that.
And you gotta just be kind of uncomfortable sometimes while you're doing it.
Yeah. Oh, I hate being uncomfortable though. That is like my least favorite part of everything in the whole world.
That's
is
part of
living in
it.
the world. Yeah. Well, Lermy, it's good to hear from you. Will you have a phone out there? I hope that's not a
I will
stupid
have
question.
a phone, but I don't. Maybe they've built more cell towers. The signal's not great. You go into town. I'll go into town to do my laundry every week, and they have,
Can you do
Wi-Fi.
that from Sunday from 9 to midnight and call us and tell us how it's going?
At some point, yeah, I might get good cell service if I stand on top of a hill.
Okay. Yeah, go up on top of a hill.
Climb
Being
up a
on top
tree.
of the hill's great. I want to go
Yeah,
to
I can
Vermont
climb up a
now.
tree and call you.
Yeah, it feels like all of
Do
our
a show.
listeners are going to Vermont. We need to go to Burlington and do a show. Just go to Burlington, do one show, drive home, and see what we think about Vermont.
1 16-hour drive home.
Yeah.
How
Pretty
long
long.
Being
is
a smart aleck. I'm being a smart aleck because I'm saying that maybe the next time we go northeast, we should go to Vermont because it seems like people like it there. There's syrup there, and my aunt lived there for a period of time. So
Oh, but you have those controversial maple syrup opinions. Very
That's true.
controversial.
But what if I went up there and tried
what
the
would you-
real stuff and liked it?
It's good. It's really amazing. And, I was mad when you said that stuff.
Well, I think like the thing about
No
the
respect
maple,
for the tree.
the maple syrup that comes out of trees and stuff, right? Like I think it's like dark coffee. It's like dark roast coffee, as I said earlier. It is for people that like are really in love with maple syrup. Now, for me, I just like pancake. I like the pancake part of the whole situation. I've even been known to maybe eat a pancake without any syrup or anything on it.
Dry pancake.
butter?
Yeah, no butter. Just
That's not allowed.
what you've heard you've heard my tortilla treat.
Oh, with chips in it?
Chips and tortilla, nothing else. I don't mind it. I like soft stuff. Like,
Listen,
you
you
know.
gotta take the bucket from under where the sap is coming out of the tree while it's still like basically like sweet water, and you can just take a sip of that. You'll love
gotta
it.
stir it up. They were trying to sell people on maple water, at all the like, the Whole Foods and places like that.
Oh, well,
I
that's
never
fucked
got
up.
it. Yeah, I never got it, but people
No.
were just like, "Oh, this is great." So, yeah. But
Don't
learn me.
drink that out of a plastic bottle.
No, absolutely not. It's probably just Mrs. Butterworth dumped in a water, you know. They love
my
to
God,
do stuff
yeah.
with water, right? Like, they love to be like, this is the new kind of water you got to drink. They did it with coconut water. They did it with maple water. They have collagen water.
Aloe
Water.
pH balanced alkaline water.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
aloe might be good.
Water or the raw water.
Yeah, they love...
No, water
take
sucks
a-
on its own.
No, it's good.
It's
Water
kinda
Classic
boring.
is fine.
I like Water Classic. I mean, I like Gatorade more, but I like Water Classic.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah. Raw water, which is an actual thing that people are getting sick from.
Yeah, the right kind of people.
Yeah, the tech people in San Francisco were like, we invent
Like-
tech, but also we like to just drink pond water.
Yeah, just drinking from a puddle.
Yeah, they were getting pond water and not like purifying it and just drinking it.
Yeah, I'll just drink the frog poop and stuff. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's the best
Or
part of the water. You're taking
whenever-
all the nutrients out when you take that out.
Whenever I used to hang out at my in-laws a lot, my father-in-law would always say, "Hey, Brian, do you want a beer?" Knowing full well I don't like beer. He still does it to this day. He'd be like, "Do you want a beer?" And I'll say, "No, I like, I'll have a water." And he was like, "Water? Fish fucking that." And that was like his...
Oh my
joke.
God. I can't believe that's so funny that you're saying that because my boyfriend's dad always says fish defecate in it.
Yeah.
I like anytime you offer, he just does not drink like distilled water at all. He basically
Yeah.
just drinks beer like a medieval guy.
Yeah. Oh, Orion St. Peter said the black water, the Real Housewives for Hawking, the charcoal water.
Oh, there was charcoal water?
Oh, yeah. They make it all, dude. They make all the different kinds of water. When it's like,
Some
if
water.
I'm drinking water, if I'm trying to get like watered up on the inside, you know, just toss me a fucking water. I don't need it to have an additive or some weird cactus water or something. That's another one, cactus water. Well, thanks
Delicious.
thanks for calling in, Lermy. Lermworm on Instagram, right?
Yep, that's me. And I have a book actually that is coming out now. It's out now on my website. I self-published
Nice.
it, and it's like diary comics. If you care to relive, the beginning of the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. So.
Nice. Yeah, I do. I care to do that.
It's not too sad.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Well,
Where can they get it?
Got some shit done. Where can we get it?
So that if you go to my website, which is ginalerman.format.com, or you can go to my Instagram and it's a link in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys. It's nice to hear from you.
It is nice to hear from you too. Make sure you call us from Vermont.
Yeah. Want
All
to see
right,
y'all again.
peace.
Yep. Peace. That's good news. I like news like that. Somebody just going out and doing it for themselves, you know?
Yeah, that's what Eric said too with his residencies, is that like a wealthy benefactor would just collect a bunch of money and it was enough to pay for art people to live there for 2 months.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like wealthy benefactors. I wish it was something else, but what are you going to do? That's the world we live in.
Right.
So, yeah, that's great. Man, let's get a podcaster residency.
That would be fun.
Well, just me and you will go 3 months. We'll really work on our podcasting.
We'll get some millionaires to pay for like a podcast summer camp.
Yeah, and we'll just go and be like, "Oh, you just how you got a podcast," and talk about it.
Finishing school.
Exactly.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, this is Sterling from Charleston, South Carolina.
What's up, Sterling?
All right.
How's it going?
Oh, I'd say about 9.2.
That's
Wow.
fucking excellent.
Love
Unless
it.
you're talking about by 100, then it's not.
No, your standard scale of 10.
Okay, good. 9.2 is great. I'm only at a 6, so you're doing great.
Okay.
Better than sad, right? That's a 6 on that scale is better than sad, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I think
or
five
better
is,
than
like,
sad.
okay.
Sad and mad are the bottom. They're 1, and happy / not sad is 10.
Okay.
So
We'll have to put this together.
I don't.
yeah, it's a continuum. So
I
what's
think,
up?
I think we can all agree on that.
Thank you. So what's going on, Sterling?
Well, I've been binging a lot of shows during COVID, and one of them was my childhood favorite, Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh,
yeah,
really? I
that's a
tried
great
to.
one.
But me and my wife were like, my wife watched a bunch of them, but I'm weirded out by the do 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 do. I don't know. It's like
Scary.
I might have to start watching it because I'm into that stuff a lot more now than I was back. Like back when I was a kid, that show came on, instant channel change.
I mean, it's a lot more mild, and I think a little more. It's not as like upfront as the ones now, or like, the chainsaw ripped through her flesh and sent sinew flying through the air.
Yeah. Well, they also do aliens and murder, and like it's all kinds of
aliens
different
and
things.
murder. Yeah,
Ghosts, aliens,
Bigfoot.
murder. The one me and my wife watched earlier on in COVID was DB Cooper for some reason.
Oh,
They
that's a
just
good
did one on
yeah.
DB Cooper, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's interesting. But like they only told the story for like the first 10 minutes of Unsolved Mysteries, and then the last part of it was theories. And that's really where the money is in Unsolved Mysteries.
Theories.
Yeah. Unsolved Mysteries, the best part of Unsolved Mysteries is the theories. It's not the stories necessarily. It's people's theories of what transpired that's really good.
What when they gave you an update?
Yeah.
Update.
Oh, I love an update.
Yeah.
Update. Somebody thinks they saw Loch Ness Monster again.
Yeah.
So. Hell yeah.
Well, but you think about it, Unsolved Mysteries. I mean, is there any other kind?
I mean the solved ones.
Yeah, you got
I
to
would say.
They were
Okay.
previously
Yeah,
mysteries.
yeah. Ain't no such thing as a solved mystery. Once a mystery is solved, it's no longer a mystery in my book.
That's a good point.
I disagree.
What it becomes after that? Okay, that's fine. What it becomes after that? I don't know what you would call it. I mean, that's a mystery.
It's
a
a
story.
It's a hell of a story. It's called a hell of a story.
Yeah, we call it a story, but I still think it can be a mystery after it's been solved. But I get that
I think it would be
on the
previously
strict
known as a
definition of the word,
Yeah.
it probably isn't. But to me, it's like that was a mystery, though. Remember, you would say that at the end of Scooby Doo.
It was.
You'd be like,
It
that
was
was a mystery. Yeah,
It was.
I like it. I like
No
it.
longer.
I like that. It gives me something to think about tonight.
One of these episodes pissed me off. The cops came out and said that they were just one piece away from solving this crime. And I mean, like, isn't that every unsolved crime?
Well, yeah,
Like if it's a really good piece, right? Like,
yeah. There's
the
a
only way you
piece-
can sound dumber is if you came out and said we're exactly 4 pieces away from solving this crime.
Yes. Yeah. You don't know how. The thing about the cops is they don't know how many pieces they are away from solving the crime. Actually, if you haven't solved it, you don't know how many pieces there are.
Yeah, and they're not going to instill confidence by saying, I mean, we might get a piece of evidence that could lead us to another one. They're lying. They're just
true.
like, I can imagine if we had the answer, this would not be an unsolved mystery.
Yeah,
we're one answer
Mhm.
away.
We're one who the murderer is away
Yeah.
from solving this crime. I mean, Unsolved Mysteries flips me out because it's always, there's a lot of them about like people that just straight up go missing, and that scares I don't like that at all. I don't like the even thought of that.
I was looking at one of my Facebook memories from like 12 years ago, and it said that I said that I was mad that you couldn't go missing anymore. Like,
That's
because
true.
you're too, like, you used to be able to just run away from everything and get a cash under the table job and make a new life.
That's true.
Forge some documents. People used to just take documents that like were made out of paper.
Yes.
No digital fingerprint on them or anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would have been nice. Just
No,
to disappear if you want.
No, yeah, you can track an Amazon package easier than you can a person, you know. So I went ahead and got myself chipped.
Oh,
and just to be on the safe side, I chipped my chip.
Okay. All right.
Someone takes it, you know.
Sure. Well, thanks for calling, Sterling. We appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Have a good night.
Cheers.
Peace. Sterling's working on some material. I like it. You can't really go to open mics.
This is the place to do it.
Yeah.
After we had that conservative comedian call last week, this is what we get.
That son of a bitch. He makes me so mad. Let's get this party.
Let's get this shit.
Let's get somebody else in here, man.
Top of the morning.
We need some new blood.
Top of the morning.
It's not the morning, but what's up? Who's this?
Yeah, top of the morning to you fellas as well. This is Justin Comer.
Justin! Hey, we know you. You got any material here?
Yeah, hey guys.
Yeah, you got any?
Oh yeah,
stuff worked out.
I haven't been working on my bits, so I'm sorry. I got nothing for you on that front.
Who
you don't got
are all these people?
No stories about tow trucks or anything? Do you know
no, not really. I have very little experience with tow trucks to draw from. Yeah.
My brain started rolling when he said that. And is it? I don't know this joke Brett's talking about, but is it something to do with feet toes and trucks?
What you say is, I'm driving down the road the other day, and there's this huge metal case that falls off this back of this truck and it starts rolling. And I'm like, what the fuck is in this? I have to go look. So I go to the side of the road, I open it up, and it's just a toe just sitting in this truck and sitting in this case. And then when everybody says, what did you do? You say, I called a tow truck.
I don't like that at all.
It's a good one.
That bummed
it's a
me
good
out.
one.
That bummed me out. Now I'm at a 4. Now I'm at a 4.
People, it's a good one. People are so mad you wasted their time.
Yeah. I'm at a 4 now. I was at a 6. Now I'm at a 4. And it's not anger. It's sad. I'm sad right now. I feel sad. So
I think that brought me up from a 6 to a 7. So thank you.
No.
Yeah. I got another one if you want it.
Yep.
You do?
I do.
The weird thing about
why not?
So my daughter was born. I've never told you about this before. My daughter was born. She came out.
Wait, I gotta stop you. I never told anybody this before. I gotta tell you, it's crazy.
I can't say my daughter either. Let me start over.
Yeah.
I've never told anybody about this. I never told anybody about this, about myself. I don't really share this information. But when I was a kid, I was born without any eyelids.
Without any eyelids,
yeah. Yeah, and so the doctor said, well, what we can do is we can take a little bit of the foreskin and use that as the eyelids. And so my mom asked, is that going to be okay? And he said, yeah, he'll just be a little cockeyed.
Oh my God. My grandpa probably fucking told this joke with his boy Slim Jim at the racetrack and just fucking, they all fell out laughing. Now I'm at a 2. I feel like I'm at a 2.
I don't think I have any left.
I feel like I
want to get you to 0 hit points.
I feel like I just left a funeral. I'm that sad. For somebody that I love, not just for somebody that, like, I had to go to the funeral out of a sense of duty. This is how I felt on 9/11. That's my joke.
Wow.
So you got 3 of them. This is 3 ways on this show. You got plenty of ways to make people upset.
True. So what's up, Justin?
Yeah, okay, so I'm calling. It's interesting that Lucas brought up the band Turnstile right at the end of their call, because I'm going to be seeing them next weekend.
Whoa!
Okay. And so I'm calling because Evan, my friend who does the Rock Hard Caucus podcast with me, Evan and I will be attending Knotfest on the 25th next Saturday.
Oh, lucky duck.
Knotfest is good.
Yeah, you guys
this
know
year.
what Knotfest is, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's the premier Iowa event.
It's our thing, yeah.
Yeah. It's like your
so-
state fair.
so I'm looking at the-
Jesus.
I'm looking at the list of bands that are playing, and I'm not like super well versed in this kind of music, you know. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping to get like some recommendations from you guys and from anybody listening. Like I know Slipknot, I know Megadeth,
Megadeth is playing?
but there's a bunch of bands here. Yeah, Megadeth's playing.
Mhm.
There are bands
Faith
here that I
No
don't
More.
know very well. So
Yeah.
I don't like Faith No More.
actually,
but a
Faith
lot
No
of
More
people do.
pulled out.
Oh, they're not in?
I'm trying to find the list.
Yeah,
I
I
got
guess.
it.
I guess
I got
Mike
it. Let me
Patton
help
is
you.
having like mental health issues, so they had to cancel all their tour dates.
Lamb of God's there.
Lamb of God rules. I'm seeing them tomorrow night.
Suicide Boys.
Suicide Boys rule.
Gojira.
Gojira kicks so much. You'll love Gojira, Justin. That's a top one. Well, you probably know him, right?
Well, I listened to like one thing earlier today, actually, by Gojira. I don't know them very well. They're like a French band, right?
Yeah, and they're super proggy, and they do all kinds of time signature changes, and they're incredible.
Okay,
Trivium.
cool. Yeah, I'm a nerd, so I'll like that.
Trivium rocks.
Yeah, Trivium kicks
I
ass.
could get into it.
Yeah, you could. You could go to Knotfest.
Maybe I'll go.
Yeah, you'd have to go all the way to Iowa on Thursday.
I could do it. Leave
Maybe
my-
Friday, actually. No, Saturday. So you would have to get to Iowa on Saturday.
Maybe I can do it.
How?
If you come, let's hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Tech 9. Fever 333.
Yeah, is Tech Nine good?
I'd watch them. I am not fond of that kind of rap.
Yeah, Techno
Okay.
has a lot of feverish fans that love it, but I don't listen to it.
Yeah, it's not my shit. Fever 333. Don't know them.
I watched a couple of their music videos, and they're like a Black Power band. It's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, that's worth checking out. Knocked Loose, Brett. Have you heard of
Knocked Loose is good.
All right. Turnstile, of course. Gate Creeper
Oh, fuck yeah, I love Great Gate Creeper. They're playing next week. I'm going to go see them.
and Vended.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, Vended is Corey Taylor's son, if you don't know.
Okay. Hey, that's a hell of a lineup.
That's a really good show. You're going to, yeah, that's all good. And someone in the chat is vouching
Okay,
for
cool.
Fever 333, so I think anything you see is going to be good there.
It's just a one night
Okay,
show.
yeah. I mean, I'm planning on seeing. It's just one day. Yeah,
Man.
I'm planning on seeing basically everything because there are alternating stages and like nothing's overlapping. So I'll just see as much as I can.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, and then you get to see Slipknot too.
Yeah, that's going to be the shit. They're really good live.
Yeah,
I've seen
and
them a
it's-
couple times.
The schedule says they're playing from 10 until 11:45, so that's a really long set.
They got a lot of songs, though. And
Yeah, they've been around a while.
I love a lot of their shit, man. They have a lot of they have a lot of great shit. So I think you'll really dig them. It's not.
Yeah,
fast.
I've only really listened to Iowa, but eventually I'll listen to more Slipknot.
Iowa's good. The first one, the original Slipknot album, not Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, but the one with like Wait and Bleed on it is mostly good too.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I haven't listened to the whole album.
Yeah.
I'm
Damn.
about to follow Trivium across the country.
You should. You should. Just wear out
Yeah, and
your
I don't really
welcome
know.
Yeah, just take advantage of it.
I don't really know Trivium's music. I just know that their bassist was on your podcast. That's pretty much my only Trivium knowledge.
He's very cool. He's a very nice guy, and the music kicks ass. It's like really good.
Okay.
So enjoy Knotfest. Maybe you'll see Brett. I don't fucking know.
I can bring my kid.
Yeah, Brett, if you come out, let's do it.
You could bring your kid. That is true.
She's been to concerts.
Yeah.
She's been to fests.
Not anything like this, but yeah. All right. Well, thanks for calling.
It is an all ages show.
It is. It better fucking
Yeah, can I just
be.
make a plea?
Yeah.
A plea to the listeners. My Twitter is Justin K. Comer. If you have any like specific recommendations about these bands, stuff that I should listen to, send them my way because I've got a week to cram, so I like really get the most out of this festival.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So just hit me up.
I like your attitude about this too.
Gojira has an album with like a big fucking whale on it that I think I like the most. And then Lamb of God is always good too. Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, it seems like you're set up there. Have a good time there. Get in that pit. Get right down in that mosh pit and go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my ass kicked. It'll be fun.
It's fun. You know what? You won't get your ass kicked. It'll just like you'll get jostled around a bit.
Yeah.
Have you been in a pit?
No, never.
Holy shit! You're in for a night then. It's a good time. Just get in
Yeah.
there and fucking go crazy. Just go goddamn
My first
crazy.
hit.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel.
Age
down
31.
there. Hey, you
Number
know,
one.
people say that like you even outgrow those, but I still get in every single show I go to. So you don't grow out of those. It's too fun.
But what if you never went in?
I don't know though. I don't know.
When can you enter? Like, is there a cutoff or?
I mean, if you love the music or even like the music and you're feeling like you're vibing with it, I can't think of anything else to do.
Yeah, people just nod their heads. Some people just stand there and like nod their heads.
Yeah, not me, man. I got to get in there and move around.
I gotta punch some backs.
Do some moves. You do some fucking like crazy moves in there, you know? I mostly just jump up and down and bang my head and run into each other. I actually, like, my whole thing is to just go in there and let people hit me and bounce around like a pinball. That's my moshing strategy. I'm not usually the aggressor. I just let people hit me and bounce to the next person and then bounce off of that person and bounce, you know. It's a good time. It's fun. You'll enjoy it, Justin. And you are allowed to go.
Yeah, I'll do my
in.
best.
You better. You better fucking do your best.
The Knocked Loose songs I like the most is Counting Worms and Mistakes Like Fractures. That's my faves of Knocked Loose.
Okay.
And then
I'll
Gate
check those
Creeper
out,
has some good ones
after
too. Gate Creeper is also nerdy, and I think I don't know if they're woke or not. Some of their names are pretty good. There's one called Patriarchal Grip by Gate Creeper. That's a good song, and then Deserted is another song I like by Gate Creeper.
I'm looking at Knocked Loose, and they look like cool dudes. So we can give them that, too. I'm curious about Knocked Loose. I might have to check them out now.
They're Kentucky, I think.
Oh, okay. I mean, they have the same look as, like, Power Trip, which was, like, one of the best metal bands ever of all time. Ever.
Yeah.
Have you heard Power Trip?
From Mars to Sirius is the big whale album by Gojira.
Why so serious?
From Mars to Sirius.
From Mars to Sirius. I like it. Well, thanks for calling, Justin. Good luck at Knotfest. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get in the pit. And, you know, try to love someone.
Yeah. Right on. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
So today I was listening to some wrestling podcast, and they were mentioning the real name of Billy Gunn. And I've always known it, but his real name is Kip Sop. And the whole time I just was thinking, my name is Kip. Kip Sop. And because they were talking about how, like, he had that song, Mr. Ass. I'm an ass man. You know, like he had that great fucking song, and then when he moved out of WWE, he didn't have it anymore.
Right.
And I was like, what would be a good song? And then I was like, my name is Kip. Yeah, his name's Kip Sop. Hi, my name is Kip Sop.
All right. This next one is a good one.
All right.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, how's it going? It's Leslie from Struggle Session. How y'all
Oh,
doing?
shit. What's up, Leslie? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just here alone. My partner's out of the country, so I have nothing better to do than call up my boys.
Yeah, let the good times roll.
It is so good to hear from you, Leslie. Leslie is my pro wrestling teammate, partner. We're working on some shit, and it's gonna be fucking sweet.
Yeah, I feel pretty betrayed right now, but I'll get you back.
You don't. You gotta watch wrestling, you dumbass. You gotta actually
Well, here's
watch
the thing.
the
But you said
product.
pro wrestling partner though. It sounds like you.
Oh
all
no,
are-
you're my pro wrestling partner in the ring. Leslie, did you see that Brett hit me on the back with the easel?
No, I did not see that. I did not actually see that. But see, like save the drama for later because I was actually thinking that me and Jack could take on you and Brett. Maybe not next WrestleMania, but the next WrestleMania. We could con some indie show
With-
into putting that on from now
with 18 months
until
lead
2
time
years
for
from
sure.
now.
Yeah, I mean, really, all we can do is chop each other, and do the Fry Takayama move. But we can figure that out. I mean, Brett would probably take a bump.
I can do a
my
flip.
guess. Yeah, Brett would probably actually take a bump. I tried to once, and I thought I concussed myself. So I'm afraid to do it now. But I did it on gym mats, like a stack of gym mats. Yeah.
You
Not-
probably didn't rack up your first concussion. Probably not. Maybe just the wind knocked out of you.
It hurt like fucking hell, man. Ugh. So how you doing, Leslie? What's going on?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I was actually calling in because I heard y'all talking true crime, and you would be remiss if you were a live call-in show and you weren't talking about the Gabby Petito case because everybody is. It's all Nancy Grace is going buck wild on CNN right now.
I just saw. Here's the thing. I just learned about this while we were recording. I saw some posts about it, but like, what is it? What's happening?
So it's this. So it was this like Instagram like couple that were touring the country in a van, and they were They were like YouTubers or whatever, content creators, and they were going around the country doing a road trip in their van, and there were these couple of incidents where there was like this domestic violence, and they got pulled over I think twice by police because the woman Gabby was hitting the man Brian, but people didn't know this before the story broke. The story broke when Brian came back from his trip to the Grand Canyon without Gabby and didn't explain to anybody where Gabby was. This guy just showed back up without his fiance and didn't tell anybody, didn't tell the cops, and the cops were like, well, it's technically not a missing persons case because it hasn't been 24 hours and he's not actually wanted for anything because there hasn't been any crime. And he ends up like not under arrest, not answering questions, and he escapes. He is currently on the run even after coming back and not giving any explanation for what happened to his fiance in the Grand Canyon where he came back by himself. Absolutely wild story. He's still currently on the run. They just found what is likely to be her remains. Absolutely bizarre story.
Yeah, that is fucking wild. I hadn't heard. The one I've heard about is Murdah. Do you know the Murdah Murders?
No, I don't know that one. Let me look that up.
Oh, it's Murdaugh. It's in South Carolina, in the low country of South Carolina. This family like runs it's one of those, this wealthy family runs the town, but like a bunch of crazy stuff happened around them and people are trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, at
and-
least 2 murders going down there. Yeah.
Yeah, so one guy got shot, right? Like, a guy got shot supposedly while he was trying to change his tire. And they found the guy that shot him and then found out that, like, it was an insurance thing where he was like, come and kill me, right?
Uh-huh.
He set up with this dude, like, you come and shoot me, and then when I die, my people will get the insurance money, right? And then, so the guy comes, he shoots the guy in the goddamn head, and he doesn't die. He's like still alive, and he's fine now. Yeah, he's fine now. So they're all in fucking trouble. It's like a whole thing. I have gotten into I don't listen to any true crime podcasts because that might be too much for me, but I'll watch it all day on TV. I'm ridiculous when it comes to watching any of those documentaries.
Oh, I'm so into it. People don't get it. People are acting like liking true crime is what creates the crimes. Like, no, you're just finding out about it, you know? I was telling people earlier, like, basically, the only difference between history and true crime is history is about mass murderers. True crime is only about people who only kill one or two people. Like, if you like true crime, you're just studying serial killers. If you follow history, you're studying mass murderers. It's basically the same thing.
That is true. I never even considered that.
Yeah, and there's, I guess there's that like disconnect where people think that this is happening all the time, but most of the time things they're reporting on are pretty monumental because folks aren't like scooping people up and like doing horrendous shit to them everywhere.
Right. That's the other thing is like the fear that I think I have with true crime being popular is people thinking crime's much worse than it is. But
yeah,
you know, people are going to think that anyway. The news tells them that.
Yeah, it's funny because if you actually listen to good true crime shit and get into the books, like you learn the actual statistics about crimes, and you learn that, hey, there's actually not a bunch of serial killers running around, and when they were, that came after, you know, generations that went through World War I, World War II, and the Vietnam War, and we don't quite have that, and we don't quite have, you know, the same problem with serial killers that we used to. You don't have to, it's not the same thing. If you listen and study true crime the right way, like it teaches you to hate cops. Absolutely, because they don't do shit. They're awful, awful, awful. If you watch like TV shows, if you watch cop TV shows, you'll get the vague sense that some cops are smart and do some smart things. Not if you watch The Shield, which is a good one, but most of them you get the idea that we need cops. But if you actually watch and listen to true crime, it's like they are fucking accomplices to serial killers as much as they, you know, catch them.
Brett recently watched something he was telling me about for Minion Death Cult that is like a TV show. I don't know the name of the TV show, but like it sounded
Lone Star, I think. 911, I think.
That's it.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of those, but when Brett described it, I was like, I might have to watch a couple of these to see what's going on over here.
Well, it's just weird because it kind of speeds up the TV format of, like, the old school TV was like ripped from the headlines where they would do one crazy story where, you know, some kids hung a machine gun from the ceiling and let it loose in a room and they all tried to dodge the bullets. You know, that would be like one episode.
Yeah.
But Lone Star 911 and the new stuff, it's like there's 3 of those happening every time. Like a semen facility for sheep explodes, and then also there is like someone that takes the wrong medication and their body turns into like a toxic bomb that makes everybody pass out. And this is like in one night.
So 3 things happen, and there's an A, B, and C storyline in an episode of 911.
Yes.
And it's 3 disasters.
Outrageous, not even things that have happened, embellish the truth. It is everything. They throw the whole kitchen sink at you.
That is... I mean, that's why people are so freaked out all the time. It's the same thing. There's a show that's really popular. I was scrolling through my timeline yesterday, and I got a sponsored post from what I thought was the FBI because it said FBI on it, and it was for a TV show called FBI on CBS.
Oh, actually, it's 2 TV shows. They're the FBI's. They have multiple FBI's now. Actually, I think it's 3. I think it's 3 now. They have 3 different FBI shows on CBS.
Right, and there's also on NBC, right? It's like Chicago Fire, Chicago Police.
And 2 Law and Orders.
Yeah. God, it's all cops on TV. The entire TV's covered with cops. Have you watched any of this season? I know this might sound stupid to people. Have you watched any of this season's Brooklyn Nine-Nine to see what they're doing?
No, I have not yet to check that. My recommendation was they just start the season and they just all have different jobs and with no explanation whatsoever. They all work at the same place, but it's just a different job. I suggest a sperm bake actually would be a really funny one for them all to somehow end up at.
That's how TV used
like the
to
police
fucking
get
be.
defunded and then they all have to leave the police.
That's how TV used to fucking be, though. It's like all of a sudden there's
Yeah.
like a new mom, and you're like, oh, okay, now we're watching this new. There was a Valerie Harper or Valerie Bertinelli show that it turned into Sandy Duncan when I was a kid, and I was always I have turned in. I just for a podcast I'm doing, I just watched an episode of The Simpsons today. And I had trouble with it keeping my attention. And I realized it's because I have not watched a television show that is not serialized since probably 2006. Like, I don't just watch, shows where it's, one episode of a self-contained story and then you move to the next. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So I have. And Bob's Burgers. But I like everything to tie together for some reason. I mean, maybe that's why I was into the MCU for a lot longer than I should have been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it.
Man, Leslie, you know,
Absolutely.
you got so. Let me tell you how lucky you are. You and Jack came on to the latest miniseries, the MCU miniseries, and you guys watched. You guys watched Scary Movie, and not a bad movie.
Not bad at all. Pretty good.
Let me tell you, date movie, epic movie, and Meet the Spartans are levels of bad that not even my poisoned mind can turn good.
I mean, it seemed so. It seemed like they were really scraping the barrel by the time they got to the superhero ones. And then I saw you posted the Fast and Furious one. I didn't even know that one existed.
I watched
that. Was a surprise, yeah.
Yeah, I just watched it today.
Oh, it was actually decent?
No. Nope. No.
Oh.
You know what, though? I'm going to say this, and this is a little preview for the show that comes out this Friday. I'll say this. It has more hits than the other Friedberg and Seltzer movies.
Okay.
It hits more times.
Because you know the movies, or?
Maybe because I know the movies, but also maybe just because I don't know. I wish those guys would go to jail.
Or hell, yeah.
Yeah. I do not like those guys.
They're in big trouble, for sure. Eventually, they'll have to pay.
At all. So before we let you go, Leslie, I got to ask you, how are you enjoying your reintegration to pro wrestling Twitter?
Whoa, boy. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool for a second because people are, are more concerned with issues of, social justice and culture, but it's just basically we've gone from being the wrestling Twitter being ultra reactionary to just ultra liberal and super very much like it's Hillary Clinton versus Bernie Bros again on wrestling Twitter right now, where AEW are somehow the bros and WWE is the venerable Hillary Clinton, representative of all black people. A company run by Vince McMahon, who is basically in the Trump administration. It was a good 2 weeks when I was like, oh, this is great. Me and Brian getting into wrestling. Seems like a lot of people have gotten into wrestling in the past few years. Like to meet up with them, talk with them, share with them. Nope. We're just gonna have to do our own thing.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. What it has done for me is made me think about like the sort of Bernie bro, more of like just an anti-left thing. Is that thing really was just protecting the establishment? Like the entire goal was just keep things the way they are, because the way they are makes me feel comfortable. And this really fucking solidified that for me, because it's like, you know, we were saying throughout the election, like, everything fucking sucks. It's shitty. Let's try something new. And people were screaming at us for it. And now, like, the same thing is like with wrestling. It's like, it has sucked for a really long time and been really actively hard to watch. Now something new comes in and they're doing a good job and they're doing everything right. And there's all these people saying like, you know, the company's racist, basically. They just say AEW's racist, which when you're defending Vince McMahon by calling something racist, it's too much.
It's the same as defending Joe Biden by calling things racist.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, sad to see, but we will be bringing some sanity to the table. But Brian, another thing I want to talk to you about, the last thing I want to talk about, I have been getting very much back into Jim Rome. I think he is no doubt one of the best broadcasters out there, and he's still got it. I was listening to his show last week, and he was berating his audience for body shaming in one breath, and then in the other breath he was doing a AB narrative while hosting the show, solo, mind you, running an AB narrative where he's yelling at the audience for body shaming someone, and then at the same time bullying his like producer to get into sports betting so that he can take the games a bit more seriously.
I don't know if you know this, but I did do my series on sports talk radio hosts. And at the end of that series, we had to sort of rank them in a way. And the most objectionable radio DJ I've ever heard, and that is, let's just pile Shocktober right there on the pack too. The most objectionable one to me was Jim Rome. He made me feel terrible to listen to. It was one of the hardest listens. Yeah.
Oh, I love Rome. So I always have. I think he head and shoulders above the rest just because he's like funny and off the cuff. What didn't you like about him?
The aggro-ness. I can recognize he's talented and stuff like that, but the little culture he's created over there is not for me. Not I guess it's like when people call in,
don't suck.
Yeah, and when people call in and do smack, I did not like that. It made me feel horrible to listen to that. But
that's funny.
But I do have a lot of Rome experience, so. He is tough for me to listen to, but more power to you. Also, I don't like ranters. I'm not a rant guy. That would be the other reason that I probably don't like him.
Yeah, he's big on rants. His best of is all rants, basically.
Yeah, that's not for me. Not for me. Well, thanks for calling, Leslie. Everybody knows where to find you, right? Tell people. I mean, I'm sure everybody already knows where to find you, but you can tell them if you'd like to.
Yeah, patreon.com/struggle session, twitch.tv/struggle session.
One of my favorite people and soon to be partner You're not my tag team partner, but my wrestling partner. Okay.
Wrestling.
Brett's my tag team partner for life. All right. Peace, Leslie.
Have a good one.
Peace.
What's next?
I think we got enough. I have to go use the restroom, but this is a good one.
What do we have? How many we got left? Okay, take it.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to?
Hey, it's Big Tim. At least
Big
I think.
Tim!
I've been drinking a little bit.
What's up, Big Tim? How you doing tonight? Wow, the stars come out on Emmy night.
Hey, I've been drinking some Crown Vanilla. I tell you, I wanted to call because I got invited to a craft pop-up market the other day, right? About last weekend or last Monday of August or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't really paying attention to the Instagram message, and it turned out it was a cannabis pop-up market. And I was like, all right, well, whatever, it's fine. I'll go anyways. It's right up the street from me in the Bravo supermarket parking lot. And I thought it was a church because it's, I Googled the address or whatever, and I got there. And it turns out it was actually a Puerto Rican biker gang's clubhouse. And, I got invited by an Instagram account, but I wasn't sure who it was. But, I've been big on radio down here for a long time. So getting invited to shit like that, it's whatever. And, I was hanging out with a fella. He's like, I sell the resin ashtrays. You might not know that, but I make ashtrays out of resin, and I put glass from my truck direct in it to make it magical and all, right? And he invited me up there selling, and I'm making pop culture stealing and shit. I put stickers on there and all that. But, well, as I was going to leave, and I mean that sincerely, I literally was getting up to leave, the goddamn SWAT team burst in, and they raided the place.
For
and
what?
I wasn't arrested, but I was detained. Right, and it turns out they had a warrant for the place, right? And I eventually, I got let go or whatever, but I kept the flexi cuffs that they put on me because they didn't put me actually in handcuffs. They put everybody in like the flexi cuff things. But when it first went down, people reacted like it was a mass shooting. So I was like, oh fuck, man, I'm gonna get killed in a gang shootout that I ain't even part of. You know what I mean? I've been shot at before by people that wanted to shoot me. And here I am going to get caught up involved with a mass shooting that I ain't even part of.
Right.
Right?
Deserve
and
it.
then, so I freaked out, and I jumped on the ground like everybody else did, and I'm pretty sure I crushed some poor fella, because I landed right on top of that fucking dude, right? And then, I was relieved that, well, I'm not going to die in a mass shooting. I'm just going to go to prison. And I started thinking to myself how funny it was that the first time I'm actually innocent, I'm actually going to go down for something. You know what I mean? Because this ended up being just an open air drug market. I really was not expecting it to be so blatantly like, it was ridiculous. And I'm sitting there talking to him, and he apparently went on local radio to talk about these things. And I guess these things are happening all over town, right? And it was a long night, man. Goddamn. But my phone fell on the ground. And I wasn't going to ask for it back. I just erased it, and I got a new phone and everything else. And fuck, man.
Fuck. What? Do you know why they raided?
Well, because it was a goddamn open-air drug market, Brian.
What kind of drugs were there?
It was pot and I guess mushrooms. And they had been surveilling the place for a while, from my impression of, the way they were acting and shit. And they had a search warrant with specific individuals and some cars they were after. And, it's funny. I was the last person taken out, and I was wearing my overalls like I always am. And my buckles come undone, so I had to have a cop buckle the buckles for me. And they were being very polite, which was making me very nervous, right? Because generally when police are being particularly polite, that means they want to take people to jail and have that shit stick,
Yeah.
And they were being just overly polite. And I was just like, fuck, man, because it's not that I'm not guilty, but I'm innocent at this particular time. You know what I mean? Like, I was sitting there thinking, like, please don't let me go to prison for trafficking when I ain't got $100 in my checking account,
Yeah.
But, because I wasn't actually involved with it or whatever, here's the thing. It still hasn't made the news or whatever. And apparently one of the fellows that was there, he was advertising the Taco Tuesday market the next day. And what I think is happening is I think they're rolling up a bunch of them, and they're eventually going to bust a whole bunch of them all at once.
Oh,
right?
fuck.
And this was an interagency task force. It was Seminole County Sheriff's and Sanford PD, which means nothing to y'all, but like Seminole County Sheriff is Seminole County is one of the wealthiest counties in Florida, right? And it's the one where that Joel Greenberg guy was the tax collector. It's a very conservative part of town, right? And it was just a mess. But I tell you, one of the funniest things in my whole life was watching some very serious gangsters whining about their wrist hurting and all, and wanting to get cuffed in the front. And it was kind of like, we're all about to go to prison, motherfucker. Could y'all at least man up for just a little bit and not whine while we're sitting here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't say nothing because, you know.
That's part of being in crime,
just a little bit. Like, goddamn, you know.
That's part of being in crime, though.
You
have to complain about the handcuffs. You've seen it over and over.
I feel like, honestly, after, you know, it's the second time I've been involved in a SWAT raid. It was the first time since puberty, right? Because, you know, when I was young, they sent the SWAT team to arrest my Uncle Tommy. But, you know, they couldn't wake him up. He was a big fat fucker. He was like 5'2", and oh shit, I forgot we're on radio. I apologize, friends.
No, you're allowed to say on here.
Oh, good. Well, you know, they ended up just the next time they came to arrest Tommy, they just cattle prodded him. They just sent 2 detectives. But the first time, they jumped the back fence with MP5s and shit, and that was a bit much for his fat ass. I apologize. I've been drinking too much. I didn't let y'all say anything.
No, you're okay. You say you did good, man. Big Tim.
Well, you know, here's the thing. I had to piss the whole time, and I'm just proud of myself for not pissing myself one way or another.
I would have probably pissed myself.
They came through the goddamn window, you know, and so a cop, they was busting the glass out, and it seemed like gunfire, and you know, they came through the goddamn window. I'm not used to people coming through windows at me and shit, and it was a wild time.
Were they hot?
I made them laugh a few times. I tried to.
Were they like trying to show off?
No, some people like the biker club or whatever. Call them a gang might be a stretch, but the biker club had security and shit with earpieces and all, and the SWAT team was concerned about people trying to get in the back room and all, and you know, again, they were very polite the whole time, which sucked, and they eventually released me because they asked me what I was doing up there. I said, well, you know, I come to sell resin ashtrays, and they're like, oh. All right.
You were trafficking ashtrays.
They asked me. Yeah, I was. You know, and well, technically, I was committing you know, IP fraud because I had an ashtray up there with a picture of the guy from The Office. I never particularly watched that show because I don't find that kind of humor funny because I don't like corporate America. But what's the one they all pick on? Dwight
Schrute.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a picture of him wearing a bear thing. I took a sticker of it. And I put it in an ashtray, and I put resin on top of it. But I've never seen the show, so I don't know if that's from the show or if that's because I just bought a sticker pack off Amazon, you know, because I know people like The Office.
It makes money.
Yeah, and, you should make some Friends ones. You got some Friends ones?
No, I mostly done. I've done Hello Kitty, which I've mixed with bullets or shell casings, really.
Fun.
I've done some Rick and Morty's, and I've done some Tom and Dan stuff, the local radio in town, and then some abstract ones. A lot of skulls and shit like that. They glow in the dark, that kind of thing. And they're magical because, you know, they got the glass from the truck and all.
Yeah. That's fucking sweet, Tim.
Yeah.
Big Tim, everybody. Thanks for calling, Big Tim.
Thanks for having me, friends. I'm gonna hang up now. I'll talk to y'all before too long.
Yeah, we will for sure. Peace. All right. Last call.
2 more to go.
Oh, okay. This is it though. Just these 2.
That's all there is. Thanks for calling Straight Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
What's up? This is Matt from Memphis.
What's up, Matt? How's it going?
So I finally got my motherfucking CDL.
You're CDLing it now.
Just last Tuesday, I got my trucker license, I passed the test to get my trucker license. I had to go to DMV back in Memphis a couple times to actually get the physical license, but I got the damn thing. And I heard y'all talking about wanting to ask truckers questions and stuff on one of your last shows, and I was like, well, hell, I might as well call in and let them know I finally passed the damn thing. How y'all been doing?
Good. We're good. We're okay. I'm tired, but that's because it's late.
We're at work.
But yeah, we're doing okay.
Yeah. Well, do y'all want to hear about weird stories from the motel I was staying at in Springfield while I was at my last trucker school? Or do y'all want to hear about this group I'm with, Decarcerate Memphis, try and get brake light clinics going here now again, and doing some other good stuff.
Here's the thing. Let's do the second one because we don't have a ton of time, and we want to get the important information
Yeah, I figured.
out there.
Well, cool. I've been talking with these folks. Really, I kind of found out about them. Like, I knew them from activist circles, but I didn't know what they were up to until a couple months back. They saw me commenting about how, like, it sucked that DSA wasn't doing brake light clinics, and they were talking about, like, police harassment or something in a Facebook post, and they were like, what's brake light clinics? And then I kind of made the pitch, and now I've found myself plugged back into activist work in Memphis, sort of.
How's it going?
These folks are pretty good, I think. It was kind of a bummer because I was hoping before I started my training on the road, we were going to have, or my truck driver training on the road, we were going to have our brake light clinic training here Saturday, but it rained its ass off. So they postponed things till October 2nd is when we're going to have our first training on, getting the canvassing done, getting the word out, messaging for, because kind of the broader goal of Decarcerate Memphis right now is to end what's called pretextual police stops, where they pull you over for broken taillight, or the cop with his windows rolled up says he smelled weed from the car in front of him because, like, he sees a black person driving the car or whatever.
Sure.
And yeah, we've got some awesome flyers made. We've got the supplies we need now, and seems like we've got a good number of volunteers ready to knock some doors and fix some brake lights. And we've got a location set up for the next few months, which is rad because that was kind of a pain in the ass last time I was trying to fix brake lights in Memphis.
Yeah.
For folks. And I think everything seems to be rolling well. Think we're always gonna kind of have, money will, I imagine, be a choke point, just because, like, it's hard to do good stuff just to do good stuff without having, the non-profit industrial complex involved. But so far everything seems to be going good.
Sweet.
And,
Is there any way people can help out?
Yeah, if y'all want to check out DecarcerateMemphis.com, we've got a petition we're asking people to sign. We're one of our big fights is trying to push back against all this federal money coming into police departments, not just in Memphis, but all around the country. There's kind of a coalition of different cities that have been fighting this fight where, tons of federal dollars and collaboration with bullshit groups like ICE and all that stuff happens. And we're trying to get some more accountability going there and trying to say, like, look, like, none of us are voting for this shit, and y'all keep pumping money into these police departments so they can buy, fucking tanks and go harass undocumented people. And that's just not what any of us signed up for here.
Yeah.
Or had any say about.
Gotta push back.
Yeah. Get their asses. Is what I say. Well, Matt, thanks for calling. We got to get this last call. We're in overtime now.
Absolutely.
We'll talk to you later.
I'll give y'all a ring with some trucker stories once I've been out on the road for a while.
Fuck yes. We would love that.
We need to get to some precarious situations.
Yeah. Peace.
Take care.
All right. Let's
call.
Bring it in for a landing here.
This morning I took the call. The one that ends them all. Fucking cannot wait to see Megadeth. It's gonna be so good. Howdy.
Master Shadow. What up?
What's up? How's it going?
Master Shadow?
Going well. Last time we spoke, I was like a maniac in a hotel, but I'm actually on the new Minneapolis camp. It's pretty sick, man. It's pretty sick. How are you fellas?
We're doing okay. You're in a Minneapolis camp?
No. I found a new, basically just secured housing for free.
Oh.
So I'm doing pretty well.
That's the best price.
That's the best way to get housing.
Yeah. And it can work on top of it, which is even doper.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
So how'd you luck into free housing?
So check this out. Well, I can't reveal all my secrets via mass webs, but I saw Stavros Halikas on Thursday. You know that Cumtown dude? He was fucking funny as fuck, dude. He was hilarious. He killed it at like 8 p.m. on Thursday. That was awesome.
Nice.
So shout out that dude.
Yeah, shout out to him.
But basically what I did for housing is I got what's called a caddy waiver, and with that you can basically live in a group home for free. That's basically in a house with 2 other people. So I'm doing good.
Good. Well, that's great. So everything's going okay now. You're on the up and up.
Yeah, there was actually, what is crazy though is there was a shooting on my block 2 days ago.
Really?
That was really crazy.
Yeah. I'd imagine.
Over by Chicago and Franklin. Are you guys coming to Minneapolis? I remember you said, I think Brett said that like weeks and weeks ago. Is that in the book still?
We, who knows? We had planned to, but we don't know what we're doing yet. We're getting our sea legs.
Yeah, I mean, right now, basically, we're gonna have to wait till kids can get vaccinated.
Yeah. We're sort of just and like once 10-year-olds can get vaccinated, we will probably reassess.
What was that? I'm sorry. What were you saying?
We will reassess and then try to put the gigs together again because we really want to be doing it. We just can't.
Right I know. Hard time.
It is.
Well, hopefully when all this stuff rolls back to something, when you guys do come to Minneapolis, you got the ambassador here. So
nice.
I look forward to seeing you guys.
Nice. Well, thanks for calling in,
All right.
and I'm glad you're doing well.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Peace.
Appreciate
I
it.
will.
Thanks for listening to Street Fight. That's the call-in show. We do it every single week, Sunday nights. If you want to talk to us, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. If you want your music played on the show, send an email to streetfightradio@gmail.com. We will see you on Wednesday night for the basement show of Street Fight. It's not in the basement anymore, though. We need a new
It's
name.
in the it's fine.
The basement